All right, we're back, and I highly doubt that I was able to solve the graphical issues. So, it is what it is. We're just gonna have to deal, unfortunately. But now they want us to talk to the crew about Captain Reuben without raising suspicion. And I'm pretty sure that's Captain Reuben over there. Now, when I first suspected Captain Reuben, in the back of my head, I was sitting there and I'm thinking, maybe it's him, was when we talked to this guy. Because when we talked to him, he said that Captain Reuben joined around the same time, or at the same time, as Alba, and that caught my ear. I'm like, okay, maybe he's the spy. Like, I was thinking in the back of my head. And I don't know, like, I wasn't sure what he meant. Like, I wasn't sure if he meant that it happened the same time that he joined that ship and became their captain, or if he was just saying that when he joined the Nauts, which would be weird, right? So that doesn't make any sense. But the way it was worded, it just seemed off. But it was the same time he joined the ship, and I'd have to wonder why he started spying now when he didn't spy in all this time. Another thing is, I wish we could talk to all three at the same time instead of it being this one by one kind of thing. I was thinking that last time.
What do you think about Captain Reuben?
I know what it's gonna sound like, but I liked it better when you were captain.
Thank you. Heartfelt. But tell me why.
He's a good captain, but he lacks team spirit, if you know what I mean.
He's aloof. Doesn't get along with his crew.
You're still far from the mark. To him, we're nothing more than lackeys. The only one who gets a smile from time to time is the pretty Gretchen, one of the girls from the tavern. She scratches his itch. As soon as he can, he's off to the brothel. Must cost him a right fortune. He should be careful. A debt with a coin guard is like sailing near a storm.
Well, we're not going to speak of our suspicions.
If he's a loner, would make sense to need some company from time to time. And as captain, he must have the means.
Yes, you are certainly right. Well, none of my business. Anything else?
Well, it sounded like he had something else he might want to say.
I need to go. Farewell.
Smooth sailing.
But I suppose it not.
Good day. What can I do for you?
We have a few questions to ask you, Flavia.
I'm all yours, Captain.
I think she has a thing for Vasco. If she's the person I'm thinking of, I don't know. It's something about the way she answered when we asked about Captain Vasco.
What do you think about your new captain?
He is fair, decisive, and he certainly knows the sea. But he keeps his distance, as if he wasn't a member of our species. And since we got here, it's been worse. He seems troubled. The slightest disagreement puts him over the edge. But never mind me. It's not my place to judge my captain. He's got responsibilities I can't fathom. Anything else?
I need to be off. Perhaps we'll meet later.
Farewell, then.
Your Excellency, I am so pleased to see you again.
The pleasure is shared.
Captain,
Good day, Jonas.
what can I do for you?
What do you think of your new captain?
He knows how to make people obey him, and runs a tight ship. What else is there to say? He's a captain. I'm only a cabin boy.
Does he get on well with Alba?
He was suspicious of her at first, but when he saw that she was trustworthy, he treated her like one of our own. But when she disappeared, he told us that she didn't have what it takes to be a Nod. He spoke of treason, that sort of thing. I imagine he regretted having trusted her at all. Anything else, Your Excellency?
I'm afraid I need to be going. Watch out for yourself.
Now, I still would have liked to have had the option to let, well, not let, but not take Jonas with you, like not free Jonas. From what I can tell, if you do the mission, it always ends with you taking Jonas back to the Nauts. And I would have liked it if you had the option to convince him to stay with his parents. I'm not sure what Haeva would have done in that situation, but I just feel like the choice should have been there. And we've already spoken to Gretchen before, but we could not ask her about the Alba situation.
Hello, my darlings. What would you like, then?
I was told that Captain Reuben liked you a lot, and that you spend a lot of time with him.
He's one of my regulars, it's true. He always asks for me. It's because I'm the sweetest.
Does he confide in you?
Sorry, my dear. But what's between my clients and me is nobody's business.
Threaten her. I'll kill you.
How about a change of scenery? And a chance to work in a more luxurious environment?
Become a courtesan? But don't you need connections to get there?
I'm the legate of the congregation, and the governor's cousin. So?
Oh, I'm not stupid enough to miss such a chance. What do you want to know?
Did Reuben tell you about his relationship with his men and his superiors?
Oh, yes. He's always complaining about it. He was hoping for a promotion. He wanted to be appointed fleet commander. But they only changed his ship. And the crew is nowhere near his level, and his admiral despises him. He says everyone is unfair towards him, and doesn't recognize his talents. And it has turned him bitter.
Well, that answers our question from earlier. Why now? I got it. Scorned employee.
Have you noticed him change lately?
Yes. He's become impatient and anxious. He's become suspicious, too.
Have you noticed him change lately?
Yes. He's become impatient and anxious.
Oh, so that
He's
was
become
really
suspicious,
it.
too.
Oh, okay. I expected more, I guess.
Did he tell you about his plans?
Like everyone else, he likes building castles in the air. He told me that he would soon be someone very important and very rich. And that he would marry me. But they all say that.
Thank you, Gretchen. I'm done.
All that this young woman told us only confirms our suspicions. This man is a complete traitor.
This fellow's a complete slime bag. How dare he be so ungrateful? Is my ship he's collected?
Yeah, I had to look at that. Like I had to. Pathing issues. Now, when you raise your relationship level with different factions, they give you gifts. And for me, it could be hard to tell what they gave you. So part of me would have liked it if there was another section. Oh, that's right. Like if there was another section just for gifts. Like the way you have armor, you have weapons, you have ingredients, you know, like another divider. And that one would be for gifts. I thought we had found another chest around here, but I don't remember where, and I thought it was a locked chest. But it's possible we're thinking of some other place. But I really thought it was around here. Now I think about it, it might have been on the other side. Because I think it was a grassy area. Oh wait, what are we doing? Oh, follow the captain after nightfall. When the hell did we come up with that plan? Like, I don't remember that at all. Well, that's the captain right there. So maybe this is a spot we can wait.
We can see everything from here.
I can't, but sure. Oh, biscuits! Biscuits! The biscuits are burned! No! No! Alright, we'll be right back. Oh man. The biscuits are burned. The biscuits are burned. Oh no. That did not go well for us. Stealth missions are my greatest challenge. Yeah, I'm not collecting that stuff again. I don't care that much. We got plenty of materials, plenty of money. I mean, not plenty of money. But we probably would have plenty of money if we sold stuff. Ah, damn, man. He just randomly came right back. Like, I did not expect that to happen. Because I don't think it ever has.
We can see everything from here.
Like, what do we go back? What do we go around this way? So maybe he detected us and then he came all the way back to find us. Something like that. Well, there's nowhere to hide behind in this tunnel, as it were. See, because a lot of times when we're following characters, they just randomly do this awkward stop and turn. And they do it because the animations just are not strong with this game. Couldn't help myself. But he hasn't turned around once from what I can tell. Aside for that time he busted the hell out of us. Oh, biscuits. Too exposed. Oh, he's just going to the drop. He's going to the dead drop. I almost feel like we could have waited for him there. He's bolting. I don't know why. It's like he's got an awkward feeling, maybe. He just feels like something's up.
Here he is, red-handed. The sellout. Shall we arrest him?
What would Haeva do? Intervene on the spot or wait to see what he puts in the box?
We should first find out what he puts in the box. Let him finish. The way is clear. Now, let's take a look at this box. The captain and his buyer should meet here at nightfall. This must be where the exchange will take place.
We should put the message in the box, so no one will know we've seen it.
And we should warn the Admiral immediately. She'd want to know.
The Admiral will certainly want to know about our discovery.
Let's go.
Okay. I guess we're going back to the Admiral. Yeah, we're gonna take the lazy way. We're gonna do this the lazy way. Or as I like to call it, the proper way. This is the only way to do it. So lazy, so lazy. But I'm not ashamed.
Desarde, what can I do for you?
Really? It's what we're doing for you.
We know a little more. Reuben continues to use the dead drop, and has made an appointment with his buyer.
He has quite the nerve to continue using that box even though he knows you know about it.
He must have thought that we would not come back. The meeting is tonight. This could be a good time to get the proof we need. What do you think?
That's an excellent idea. I will come with you. I want to see this traitor fall with my own eyes.
Nice. Yeah, she's going. She's going with us. I don't know why it said we can talk to her. Can we travel with her? Nope. I had to try. I had to give it a try to take the proper way. Actually, that wouldn't have worked anyway, regardless. The reason being is because you cannot fast travel. You can't fast travel to globe points. You can only fast travel from globe points.
Come closer, good people.
Or more specifically, I would say the edge globe points. You can't fast travel to them.
We'll make it for you.
Like regular globe points, like actual globes, you can fast travel to and from them. But globe points, where there is no actual globe there, just the edge of the map, you cannot fast travel to them unless you've never been to the region, in which case you can. But once you have like a campsite established, I don't think you can fast travel to those points. And I just remembered that. Even I was about to try fast travel, couldn't do it, but then I remembered we wouldn't be able to do it anyhow.
From this position, we'll be able to see the meeting discreetly.
Perfect. I can't wait to witness it. This traitor is going to find out exactly what it costs to make fun of us.
Men of the coin. Our greedy captain has gotten together with them.
I can't believe it. This eel is selling us to the coin.
Let's go.
Oh, okay. I guess we're doing this.
Bit of poison on my blade.
There's no way at all. How is that possible? Oh, because that freaking woman is breaking my crowd control. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, that was overkill. I know that.
This traitor got what he deserved.
Is everything all right?
Admiral, you seem hurt.
It's nothing. Sorry to have charged like that. I got carried away. I couldn't bear to see this traitor sell his whole family for a few coins.
Do you want us to tend to your wound?
No, I'll go back to port and get back on my feet. Find the documents. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, the three of you. Desarde, what can I do for you?
The investigation is progressing, Admiral.
Hurry up, or I'm afraid he'll soon take action. But be careful. Anything else?
No, this is weird. What is happening?
I need to be going. Until we meet again, Admiral.
You know why that happened? Because I tried to talk to her while she was in our group. Ah, damn it. I broke the game. I broke the quest. That's exactly why that happened, because I had to be horsing around. Ah, damn it. Because I was like, what's going on? Well, I hope she doesn't die from her wound. That would really upset me. Because I do like her character. Contract sealed by the guard. Contract sealed by the coin guard addressed to Captain Reuben. It promises him a large sum as well as a prestigious position on the continent in exchange for the secrets of the Nauts.
In addition to a substantial sum, Reuben is also going to obtain a major post on the continent.
Haeva said it better. I can admit that. Captain Reuben's journal. This is Captain Reuben's journal with detailed information on the secret sailing techniques of the Nauts.
He was ready to sell more than just his own knowledge. There are plans for machines and ships that he must have stolen from elsewhere. Everything is here. We'll give it to the Admiral tomorrow.
Why the hell tomorrow? Man, are they gonna kill the Admiral? She gonna die from injuries? I mean, for goodness sake, she shouldn't even have been injured, to be honest, given how we quickly hit everyone with stasis. But at first, I didn't realize what she was doing, because we hit him with stasis, and then immediately one of the attackers was out of stasis. And I was just like, what's going on? It did it again, and the same thing happened. And then I finally saw her, or noticed her hitting him, and I was like, oh, you like to ruin crowd control. How wonderful. How fantastic. Do we really have to wait until tomorrow, or can we go ahead and handle this since she is here?
Desarde, what can I do for you?
Nothing.
How are your wounds?
I recovered fast. It was nothing. Did you find the documents he intended to sell?
Yes, here they are. But there was more than just his journal.
So, he lusted after a prestigious position. And what a salary! I see that our secrets are still worth a fortune. Thank you for bringing me all this. As for you, Alba, I owe you an apology. I should have trusted you.
You have nothing to do with it. The captain did everything to make me appear guilty.
No. If we put the same trust in the volunteers as in the Seaborns, this would never have happened. We owe you a lot, Desarde. I will not forget it, nor will I forget the lesson. Be sure of it. You have my full gratitude. Anything else?
Nope.
I need to be going. Until we meet again, Admiral.
And that takes care of that. Now, with games, in my opinion, developers have to choose. We're gonna go back to dealing with this. And Haeva's gonna let her allegiances be known. But as a developer, you have to choose. When you have a system in place that you build up over time. So in this case, what I'm excuse me. What I'm specifically referring to is the relationship. Like the relationship levels, I like the concept. And you gradually build them up over time. Now as a developer, you have to decide whether you're going to make a system where you can max it out before you can get all the points that you can possibly get for that faction, or you make it to where the only way you can max out whatever that stat is to gain all the points of that faction. And there's pros and cons to either or. Alright, so if you make it to where, like, basically the thing I'm criticizing here is the fact that we have maximum relationship level with the Naughts at friendly. So we're friendly with the Naughts, but yet we keep gaining reputation. Any reputation we gain now is completely useless. It's useless. Because we already have the maximum relationship that we can have with the Naughts. While we're here, we may as well see what gift. Damn, that weapon is beautiful, y'all. Two-handed. Damn, I like how that looks. I'm assuming this came from the Naughts. Damn, I like that weapon. But of course, what do you see? You can't upgrade it. Man. And that honestly makes it useless to us because I believe our weapon does more damage. It does. So thanks for nothing. You know? Alright, nothing there. But they did give us another gift, but I'm curious as to what it was. Someone obviously gave us that. Someone else gave us this. So I don't know. I don't know what the gift was. I mean, we know it wasn't this, but man, does that suck. What is the point? These gold weapons, come on, man. Goodness, this weapon is beautiful. And yet you couldn't think of a way to allow the player to upgrade it. Spiders, yes you could have. You could have done better with that. Now gold weapons are just useless.
Let us thank the enlightened that a captain who took part in these expeditions is right here on the island.
It is indeed a stroke of luck. I hope he remembers my mother.
Do not worry. If his memory fails him, he may have kept his diary from that time.
We're bringing Afra. I'm gonna remove Sierra. Because we're in Hikmet. Hikmet. But I feel like developers should always be asking themselves, why? What use is this? Don't just ask what use it is to gain relationship points. Ask what use it is to gain them after you have max relationship level. Because there either should be a use, or the only way to get maximum relationship is to get maximum points, to get all the points.
Hello there. My name is de Sardet. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation.
I am Captain Lysandro. Pleased to meet you. I don't believe I've had the pleasure before. Yet your face seems familiar. How odd. Well, what can I do for you?
Oh, really, Vasco? Nothing? Okay. Let's ask him about some other crap.
Do you know this port well?
Oh, I know it all right. I've been mooring my ship here for over 15 years. It's a safe harbor, well protected from the winds and away from the reefs.
And before that?
Before? I don't really know what you mean. Before, there was nothing but the coast itself, I imagine.
Did you know the island before all the colonists arrived?
Yes. Now that's going back a bit. And it isn't a topic for somebody who isn't one of our own.
So tell me what it was like when the Alliance first began to settle here.
It was still wild, dangerous, and very beautiful. But all that has changed now.
Did you see the city being built?
Almost before my very eyes. I saw it grow as fast as you're breathing right now. But it was barely more than a port and a couple of huts surrounded by forest in the beginning. And then the trees began to come down, and the houses began to sprout up. It happened at a crazy pace, but I'm not sure that many good things came of all that change.
Vasco? Nothing? Okay.
Admiral Cabral advised me to speak to you about a matter of some concern to me.
The Admiral? Coming from a legate, I should have expected that. So?
You're the only one on this island that can help me.
Really? Oh, I think I understand. That's why your face looked familiar. The congregation is good at keeping its secrets, isn't it? This story is not a new one.
25 years. 25 years since the Nauts brought a woman who was captured on this island to Serene.
I remember, and yet it wasn't the first time. But on that occasion, a child was born.
So you can understand why we'd like to learn where this captive came from.
Yes, yes. I have seen more than a few Nauts looking for their parents. But what have you got to do with all this?
I met that woman in Serene. I got to know her well.
Listen, it's not that I don't want to help you, but my memory is no longer what it was. I wasn't the captain at the time. I wasn't the one who decided where we moored the ship. So I don't see how I can help you find out where this woman came from.
From one captain to another, if you would allow me.
Captain Vasco? I'm listening.
You said it yourself. A child was born at that particular time. A seaborn. And we always help one of our own.
Very well. I need to look in my old logbooks. I'm sure I'll find something. Wait for me here. I'll be an hour at the most. Here it is. I found my old logbook. There's a passage in it that would probably interest you. Your mother came from a village on the plains in the southeast of the island. I'm talking about a place where the bones of the whale are visible from the coast. I believe the natives call it Vignamri.
Thank you for this information, Captain.
It's nothing. I'm getting sentimental in my old age. Good luck to you.
So here you are on the verge of discovering your mother's village, of finding your own people. How do you feel?
I don't really know. I'm a little lost, I suppose. All of this is so new to me.
I understand. Mrs. de Sardet was loving. She raised you with tenderness. And today you learn she is not your real mother. I'm sorry.
Alright. I wonder how that scene goes if you do not have Vasco with you. I'm just curious. Like, would you have been able to succeed otherwise? Oh, this is fascinating. And all the explorating we've done, it seems we never really explored Hickman. That's surprising. That is very surprising. I was looking for our residence, but apparently we've never been to our residence here. Huh. We really did not help Hickman at all. Screw you, Bridge Alliance, for some odd reason. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. I can't believe we never even been to our residence. How is that possible? That's interesting. The prosecutor's office. Oh wait, there we are. There's our residence. But still, let's go ahead and grab that question mark too. But yeah, you gotta ask that question, like, why should the player care? Why does this matter? What is its purpose? Because, you know, I don't feel like that question gets asked enough, and this game is no exception. It's like you have these gold items, and because of how they're designed, they're of no use, in my opinion. They have no value. So then why would a player want to equip them? That's what you should be asking yourself. There should always be a reason why the player might want to equip something. With the gold items, other than their looks, what's the purpose? And I think I have an idea what they were trying to do. They were trying to create some variety and make it to where not every weapon was upgradable. Kind of mix it up, but if you're going to do that, there has to be another benefit. If you have gold weapons that cannot be upgraded, or they can't be upgraded as much, then there must be another benefit to the player. Or else they just end up in the trunk. And not as expensive junk either. We're obviously going to bring Siora. We brought Vasco because we were talking to a captain, and that ended up working out for us. Even though at first I thought for sure it was not working out for us. But it ended up working out for us. But when it comes to equipment, like swords and armor, its purpose has to... There has to be a reason why the player would want to equip it. That's the key. That's the key thing to understand. Would want to equip it. Obviously, selling items is always a possibility, but there has to be a reason why a player might equip it. With gold items, there is no reason. I forget who's the Maul of this clan. But I thought we talked to them before. Ulan, yeah, right? We did talk to him.
To what do
yes.
I bring the pleasure of your visit?
The one that forced us to betray that one guy.
I recently found out that my mother came from your village.
Your mother was from Vignamri. Now I understand why your face seems so familiar to me.
Indeed. She was captured before my birth and sent to the continent.
She was called Arelwyn. Did you know her?
Of course. Everyone here remembers her kidnapping.
Could you tell me more about that?
I was not the head of the clan back then. It was a very long time ago, but I remember the village Denegad. Kidnapped by the people of the sea. All our warriors set off to her rescue. But it was all in vain. Most of them died, including the one she loved. It was a dark day, in which our village lost its knowledge and strength in one blow.
So my father died too. Do you know if any members of my family are still alive?
Yes. Slan, your mother's sister. She then became our Donegad. She was never able to match her sister's talent. Too much knowledge had been lost. Relwyn was a renowned healer across all of Teofradi. Taking her place was not an easy task.
It's not surprising that she was of interest to the congregation. They probably hoped she could help them find a cure for the Malachor. But all alone, far from the island. She was just a young, frightened woman who had lost all her powers.
Do you know where I can find my aunt?
You could try her house, but she's rarely there. She is an elderly woman now, and very much enjoys her own company. She doesn't speak much to me. But others here can probably tell you where to find her.
Thank you, Ulan.
Anything else?
Nothing. I must go.
And I'm willing to bet when we first met him, he mentioned Haeva looking familiar to him. I'm willing to bet. I don't remember, but I bet he did. Now, it would make sense.
The chief of your village.
He seems quite friendly, compared to the others we've run into.
A bit too friendly, if you ask me. A little too concerned with pleasing the settlers.
And do you think that's a bad thing?
He reminds me of myself when I was younger. And that's not a compliment. My fear is that he serves his own ambition. And this is often done at the expense of others.
Yeah, so what I was going to say, it would make sense that Slan would not talk to him that much. Because she would feel betrayed, in my opinion. Like, how can you be so hopeful to bond with these invaders when you know what they did to us, what they did to my sister? Another thing is, I feel like there should have been another word for aunt. Like, they don't have a word, you know what I mean? Like a different word for it. Same like they have Mal, and that means chief, like there'd be a different word.
There's no one here. Let's go and ask the inhabitants of the village if they know where to find her.
The islanders protect their Donegad. I don't know if they'll speak to some Renaigse.
Don't forget, you are one of them after all.
Same with the word sister. Like, I would have liked it if they had different words for familial bonds. And a different way of seeing those bonds.
Hello.
Renaigse. Do you need help, Renaigse?
Actually, yes. I am looking for the village Donegad.
Oh. And what do you want from her?
Ulan told me that she could help me to find someone.
Ulan must have wanted to play a dirty trick on you. There's no love lost between Ulan and the Donegad. She says that he loves the people from your island too much. But Ulan saved our village. Anyway, if you want to find her, try heading towards the western plains. I am not sure if she is there right now, but she likes going for walks there.
I am extremely grateful.
And that would make sense. Like, she would feel like he's too friendly. I mean, for crying out loud, he betrayed the mole of another tribe to please another group of invaders. And he used us to do it. Like, it was pretty messed up. I was not happy. Now, we tried to get to this. At least I thought we did. And we couldn't. But now that I'm looking at this map, I don't see how getting to that would be possible. I don't see how you would do it. See, I thought eventually we would end up on this side of the map or something like that. But now that I'm looking at it more clearly, That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? So we're gonna try to get up there again. See what happens. But I mean, I don't know if he's a bad guy. It would kind of suck if he is a bad guy, only because one of the things I like about this game is how it did its characters. It's like these characters, they may not be the most fleshed out characters. They may not be the best characters or the most fleshed out characters I've ever seen or anything like that. But they are well done. They are among, you know, the characters I would consider to be incredibly well done. And what makes characters well done, in my opinion, is how they're not one-dimensional. When characters aren't as simple as this person's good, this person's bad, this person is evil, this person is good against evil. You know, when characters are not so simplified, usually they're going to be good characters, in my opinion. And they did a good job of that here. Where it's like, you look at Petrus, and Petrus ain't clean, but, you know, he's not entirely dirty either. He cares about certain things. Certain things matter to him. But he also has a heart. He's also a decent person. He's just got flaws, like everyone has flaws. And that's well done. Because a lot of times, I would almost argue more often than not, the character is very one-dimensional. And these characters, most of them, they have layers. They have flaws. They have personality. Mother Cardinal, love her to death. I think she's great. But she's got a gambling problem, so to speak. I mean, it ain't the worst thing. Like, I don't think she has a gambling problem. I just think she's not above cheating, you know. And some people might see that as being messed up, and I could understand that point of view. But, you know, she made a lot of money for her church. You know? Now, the game does do evil, obviously. And that's not entirely a bad thing either. It's really not. Because the reality is, evil does exist to an extent. You know, like, some people just do bad stuff. And that's all they're gonna do. Some people say, no, that's not true, but it's like, yeah, you can have psychological terms for people that are serial killers, if you like, or people that are serial rapists, and say that's what they are, not evil, but when it's all said and done, that's just what they are.
Surrounded by animals. It looks like she may be in danger.
Let's go and help. It's got to be her.
Does it look like she's in danger? Oh wait, did she just do the same move that we do?
How do you feel, madam?
Well, thank you for stepping in. I don't understand what has happened. Usually these animals accept me. Something must have frightened them.
We are glad we arrived at the right time. We would have been very upset if something had happened to you.
Excuse me, but are you Slan, the Donegad of Vignamri?
Yes, that's me. Were you looking for me?
Yes, we were. If you would allow us, we'd like to accompany you and tell our story along the way.
Very well. I will walk by your side.
This is the story we have pieced together.
I just can't believe it. Yet, if I think about it, Your face reminds me of hers.
My mother, or better, the woman who raised me, gave me this necklace.
A Relwyn gave it to me, to give to her child, and I passed it on to Mrs. de Sade.
It looks familiar. Your father had given it to your mother when they bound. It's good that you are wearing it today. My poor beloved Relwyn, who died far away from us all, and divorced Tirce. I still miss her so much.
She wanted me to help her die. But I was unable to do such a thing. Someone would have figured it out. I would have been sent back to Ptolemy, and I would have lost everything. So I watched her suffer. And one day she died.
Petrus, I cannot hold it against you for letting her live.
No, you don't understand. I loved her. I loved her, and I didn't even have the strength to end her suffering. She's the only woman I've ever loved.
Damn.
I never would have guessed.
Everyone loved Relwyn. She was marvelous. You cannot blame yourself, man of the light.
You should look at him
Once more,
when you say that.
you brought me her child. For that alone, she would forgive you if she were among us. All is well now. The child of Tia Fradi has returned home, and with him, the spirit of his mother. You are home, my Duktaram. Welcome.
Petrus, I wanted to thank you.
Thank me? Despite everything you know about me?
You may have been a bit cowardly in the past.
Wow.
To the point of letting the woman you loved suffer.
Wow.
You were manipulative and you lied to everyone, including yourself. But thanks to what you've told me, I've been able to find my family and my origins. And for that, I thank you.
My child. What you're saying touches me more than you can imagine. At least I've done something good for once in my deceitful life. For you and for her. I hope the Enlightened will remember this when I stand before him.
Wow. Haeva pulled no punches, did you? Like, yeah, you were a coward. And you did. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Come on, Haeva. You ain't gotta go that hard on the man. Like, seriously. She went too hard on that one. See, now I'm curious, though. Like, I imagine there's going to be greater access to some of these maps that we were on. Because, like, we've been doing some explorating now. We've been doing it. So, I don't know. Like, we were doing it and we have not found everything. Not that we were really trying, but in your exploration, you would find stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm guessing there's going to be other worlds that open up and greater access to some of the places we've already been. But we'll see. We'll find out. But that's Petrus, man. Petrus. That was an interesting story. And I like his character. Siora is the only one that still is not friendly with Haeva. And it's like, come on, man. Siora, we've known you longer than anyone else except for Kurt. Kurt, the only one that have been around longer. And yet she the only one that's just nice. But yeah, developers, ask yourself the question, man. Why would a player want this? And generally speaking, I think it should be more than a story element. Oh wow, that's the only quest we got, peeps. That's it. And, you know, plan out your stuff better. Either have it to where you max out by getting all the points you can, or you can max out before that, but there's a bonus for getting more points beyond maxing out. You know, make it worth it. In a way, it vaguely reminds me of the vitality stat in Mass Effect Andromeda. And one of my complaints was that you could get 100% vitality, 100% planet vitality, without doing everything that gives you vitality. And that didn't make sense. And in a way, it's worse. It is worse than what I'm talking about here, because they did percentages. They did freaking percentages, right? So, riddle me this. How in the world can you get 100% of something without doing 100% of the things? And I remember when I said something about this in the forums, and it was this long debate, like this back and forth debate. I like it that way. And I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Like, it makes no sense. You're confusing it with game completion. I'm not confusing it. It's just, no matter what you're talking about, 100% is supposed to mean everything. Technically, there's not supposed to be a such thing as 110%. You know what I mean? Like, if something is 100% done, there's nothing else to do. You cannot do it to the level of 110%. Like, it is mathematically illogical. You know what I mean? So, it's like, to me, it didn't make sense the way they did it, especially since you did not need to get 100% planet vitality to beat the game. Like, it wasn't necessary. So it was like, so then make the 100% thing mean something. Make it worth getting. Make it mean something. Yeah, I got all kinds of turnaround. Wait a minute. Wait 1 minute. Is it possible? No. I was gonna say, maybe if we go in here, maybe it will lead to that. Like, but yeah, I can't imagine how to get there right now. I can only assume that we're gonna see it. I can only assume that we're gonna see it when me with Glendon. No. Okay. I don't think we need to go that way. We'll go this way. I can only assume that later in the game we'll be able to do it. But yeah, it just was weird. It was one of those situations where I was not expecting there to be a discussion. To me, it was just logical. It was like 100% means everything. Like, that's what that's supposed to mean. Like, if a basket is 100% full, you can't put anything else in it. That's what 100% means. You literally cannot fill up a basket to 110%. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you filled a cup with water, you know, 100% full means you can't put any more water into it. And yet, BioWare on something that simple, to me, that was just reflective of how bad it was. Like, you know, some of the neglect. Because if you couldn't figure that out, like, you couldn't do that right. You see what I'm saying? Like, the more complicated stuff, you were probably gonna mess that up too. Or neglect it as well. But yeah, that was the strangest discussion, man. It really spoke to the selfishness of people, because the main argument against it was that people wanted to be able to get everything without having to do everything. And I could not, like, I'm like, I get you feeling that way. What I don't get is you thinking that's a legitimate argument. Like, that's the part that baffles me. Like, to me, I get wanting to have your cake and eat it too, so to speak. Mind you, I hate that talking point. Like, yeah, if you have a piece of cake, you should want to eat it. That would be the point of having the cake. But I get that you want to be able to get everything for doing nothing. But to me, you should understand why it should not be that way. It's like most games that I play, I do not try to get a platinum trophy. I do not try to get 100% of the collectibles. I don't do that stuff. What's the end result? I don't get 100%. And I'm okay with that because I didn't do 100% of the things. So it was just weird having that back and forth. But anyway, when we come back, we're going to continue to try to help Constantine by getting Glendon to give us his blessing, or no, Katasik, however you say that, to give us his blessing so we can talk to Glendon. But I appreciate you hanging out till this point, hanging out this long, hanging out to the end. And until next time, take care.